welcome to ABC Interactive English. Hello, everyone. I'm Mike.
And I'm Sam.
And we are talking about practicing gratitude today in the first day of this very wonderful article that I am very thankful for.
Yes.
I am thankful to be here. I am thankful to be with you, my friend Sam. It's been a while since we saw you. And of course, we are also thankful to all of you out there in wonderful TV land or wherever you are watching us. And so we're practicing gratitude.
Yes.
See what I'm doing?
Yes. So this is all about being thankful. And as an American, I practice gratitude a lot in November.
In November,
yes,
okay.
Because we have a holiday there called Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
So that's usually when most people in America remember to practice gratitude. But really, we probably should practice gratitude every single day because there's always something to be grateful for.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanksgiving in America in November, in Canada in October. It's about being thankful for some of the big things in life, right?
Yes.
Your family, your friends, your health, things like that. But we can also practice gratitude in our normal everyday lives. We can be thankful to our family and friends, thankful for having health, but also thankful for any little thing that happens in our day to make our day easier, to make our mood better, and to make things around us happier. I am thankful if anyone will hold the door for me, or if someone says thank you after I do something for them. These are small acts of gratitude, ways that we can practice gratitude or do things to show gratitude in our normal daily lives. So let's find out more about it in our article. I am very thankful for this article.
Yes, me too.
When Joe was little, his parents taught him to say thank you. He said it when he received things from others. He did it without thinking or feeling, though. Joe's focus was only on the things. He wasn't really thankful for the people or their actions. As Joe grew up, he realized that was wrong.
All right, so yes, you can see there that our title is Practicing Gratitude. We kind of explained what gratitude is in our introduction, but before we get to the article, let's really focus on this word. It's a very important word for the next 2 days.
Yes, and so that word is gratitude, and gratitude is a noun, and this is just the feeling or the expression of being thankful for something. So if you show gratitude towards somebody for doing something for you, you might say, thank you so much. I really appreciate what you have done for me. What you did made me feel happy, or it helped me in some way. So I want to show that I am grateful for what you did. So that is showing gratitude or having gratitude towards somebody or something that might have happened.
That's right. You used both of those adjectives, thankful and grateful.
Yes.
And they kind of mean the same thing. Those
Yes.
would be the adjective forms of a word like gratitude or thanks.
Yes, and so when we get into our article, we see when Joe was little, his parents taught him to say thank you. And that's something that we hear a lot of parents say to their kids. If you go to the store and the kid might get something from the shop owner, and you'll hear the parents say thank you, make sure you say thank you.
That's
and
right.
We try to remind our kids all the time to do this, but is it the best way to show gratitude?
Well, it's definitely one way, and it's a simple lesson kids can learn. You're right. They'll say thank you. Or my favorite is, what do you say? And the kid will say, thank you. And the kids will do this hopefully only when they're little. When they're older, when they're adults, they should know to say thank you. But for little kids, This is a lesson their parents will probably have to teach them. When we say little, this adjective just means small. So we're talking about the size of things, how big or small or little they are. And when we say when people are little, that just basically means when they are children, especially when they are young children. Because, of course, they're quite small when they are young children, all right? So as kids grow, they will go from little children to big children, and then to teenagers and adults and other larger, more older type of people. But kids, around the age of kind of 1 or 2, maybe when they're babies or just after, up until about the age of 10, 11, something like that. We might say they are little kids as opposed to slightly older and slightly bigger kids. All right, back to the article. It says, he said it when he received things from others. Okay, just like you were saying, someone at the store or someone in a restaurant gives you something and you say thank you. And of course, this is something you can and should also do at home with your family, with your friends, not just with strangers, but with anyone who does something nice. It is polite. He did it without thinking or feeling, though. Interesting. So he was just saying the words, not really understanding or feeling the words, as if someone gives you something and they just go, yeah, thank you. And you don't really feel like they're really expressing their inner feelings. They're just saying the words to be polite, but there's no sort of emotion behind it when they receive something from someone.
Yes.
Okay, I see the difference.
Yeah, and so it's kind of a hard lesson to really teach, especially to kids. And especially when they receive something from somebody outside in the world, you want to be polite as a parent, so you try to have your kid be polite. But it's kind of an interesting idea.
Yeah.
So we saw this word receive. Receive is a verb, and it just means to get something. So if somebody hands you it, and then you take it, then you have received it. It's a little bit more formal than just saying to get something. So you might see this more in things like I have received a package, or I received a letter, or I received my present in the mail. But usually if someone just hands you something, like at a restaurant, you might just say they handed it to me, or I got it, or I grabbed it from them, or something like that. And so we go back to our article and it says Joe's focus was only on the things. So the things he was receiving, that's all he cared about. He didn't really think anything past that. He was just happy to get what he got. And he wasn't really thankful for the people or their actions. As Joe grew up, he realized that was wrong. And yeah, maybe when you grow up, you see this, but as a little kid, it's very hard to understand that. That's a tough topic to kind of get. So at least being polite is okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's better to be polite than not polite, but if you can really understand why you are being polite, that is better. But of course, kids are young. They don't have the wisdom and the life experience that older people do. And, if a kid is getting a new toy in the store, or the waiter brings a big plate of French fries for the kid's focus might be on the thing and not the person. And I think we can understand that. When you talk about someone's focus, we're talking about what you are concentrating on. What is taking up most of your mind, most of your attention? All right, if you're watching TV and someone tries to talk to you, you might get a little bothered by that because you're trying to focus on your TV show or the baseball game or whatever. It can be hard for people to have a chat on the phone while also talking to the person in the room because their focus then is kind of split between the person in the room and the person on the phone. So when you want to use all your concentration and make sure you miss nothing, you will try to have as much focus as possible. All right, well, our focus now is on taking a break because it's time to do that. So let's do it, and then we'll return.
Now, Joe practices gratitude daily. Every morning, he thinks of 3 things he's grateful for. It can be little, like a nice breeze, or it can be big, like a new scooter.
Okay, so we are back with our article. So if you remember, we had Joe. He was a little kid. He always said thank you, but he didn't really care.
He was a terrible little boy.
Yes,
No,
just so terrible. No, he was just a normal kid who said thank you, but he mostly cared about whatever he was receiving, not the actual actions of the people around him. And as he grew up, because now Joe is older and he grew up and he said, maybe when I was a kid, that wasn't the best way to show gratitude. So now we are seeing, what does Joe do now that he is an adult?
Yeah, now he knows more. He knows how hard it is to be a parent and make food for the kids every day. He knows how hard it is to work in a store or a restaurant and how much effort those people put in. He has more life experience and wisdom. So now it says Joe practices gratitude daily. Wow, good for him.
Yeah.
He practices gratitude every day. When we use practice in this way, don't be confused with, oh, I want to learn the violin, but I'm really bad, so I need to practice. In some ways, you're doing it to get better, but often with things like your religion or when we're talking about things you try to do in your normal life, when we say practice, we don't really mean doing it to get better. We mean doing it to make it part of who you are and what you always do. So practicing gratitude is just another way of saying he tries to be actively grateful every day. He tries to think about being grateful every day. So what does he do? Every morning he thinks of 3 things he's grateful for. So maybe as he gets out of bed and gets dressed or brushes his teeth or makes his breakfast, he thinks about 3 different things to be grateful for. And of course, every day being different, he can think of different things. It can be little, like a nice breeze. So he doesn't have to be grateful for having a great job or a wonderful partner or anything like that. Even a small thing like a nice breeze or a nice sunny day.
Yes, and so a breeze is just a light wind. So if you live in Taiwan, I think you very much appreciate the breezes, especially when it's really hot. Like I just took the kids out the other day. It was randomly very hot and a kind of a weird time to be warm, but there was a breeze, and so that was quite nice. And so that made it more pleasant because we were prepared for colder weather, not for warmer weather. And if we go back to our article, it says or, meaning or, since we just talked about how he could be grateful for little things, it says or it can be big like a new scooter. So you could be grateful, you could show gratitude for something little like a breeze, or you could show gratitude for something big in your life like a new scooter.
Very, very cool, because definitely a new scooter would be a big, nice thing to have in your life. And of course, if someone buys it for you or gives it to you, you would be grateful. You would have gratitude about that. But even if you bought it yourself, you have gratitude that you have a good job, you make enough money to save money, you know, things like that. There's always something to be thankful for, especially if you're driving a scooter. Scooter, of course, is a type of motor vehicle. We drive them on the road. Scooters have 2 wheels, not 4 like a car, but 2 generally smaller wheels. So we're not talking about a motorcycle where you kind of sit on the motorcycle with the 2 big wheels, one in front and one in back. Motorcycles can go quite fast, but scooters are much more common here in Taiwan. We have that little wheel at the front and the back, and we kind of sit sort of in the machine with your feet on a floor. Scooters are very useful in the city. Great to kind of go to the store with or drive to school or work with, but not so good to drive long distances. You're not allowed to drive a scooter on the highway, but of course in the city it can be very convenient. And I bet that most people out there, someone, at least one person in their family has a scooter, because it is a very common and convenient way of getting around the cities of Taiwan. All right, I am very grateful for you. I am grateful for you guys as well, and I am super grateful that we've reached the end of this article.
Yes.
No, not really.
You don't have to be grateful for the end of the article
No.
because we have another one tomorrow.
I'm even more grateful to come back and see all of you guys to talk about gratitude one more time. So let's make a date for that. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
When Joe was little, his parents taught him to say thank you. He said it when he received things from others. He did it without thinking or feeling, though. Joe's focus was only on the things. He wasn't really thankful for the people or their actions. As Joe grew up, he realized that was wrong. Now, Joe practices gratitude daily. Every morning, he thinks of 3 things he's grateful for. It can be little, like a nice breeze, or it can be big, like a new scooter.
Hi, I'm Tina. 我们来看一下这一课的重点单字。第一个 little 形容词，年幼的。When James was little, he loved to climb trees. 当 James 年幼时，他喜欢爬树。Little 也可以是微小的这个意思。There's a little crack on the phone screen. 手机荧幕上有一条微小的裂缝。Crack 指的就是裂缝。下一个单字 receive 动词收到得到。Ken was excited to receive a letter from his friend. Ken 很高兴收到朋友的来信。下一个单字 focus 名词焦点注意力。Helen's focus is on studying for the exam now. Helen 现在的注意力集中在准备考试上。最后一个单字 scooter 名词机车。The boys raced their scooters against each other. 男孩们骑着机车互相竞赛。接着我们来看重点文法。第一个 A teaches B to 加动词 A 教 B 做某事。Teach 是及物动词，意思是教导教学。它的三态是 teach, taught, taught。注意 teach 的受词后面需要接不定词哦。我们来看看这个例句。My dad taught me to ride a bike. 我爸爸教我骑脚踏车。下一个文法 be thankful for 对什么心存感激。Thankful 意思是感谢的、感激的。我们来看看这个例句 I am thankful for all the support from my friends. 我对朋友们的支持心存感激。最后一个文法 grow up 长大、成熟。Grow 的三态是 grow, grew, grown。我们来看看这个例句。Nina grew up in a small town by the sea. Nina 在一个靠海的小镇长大。以上就是这一课的重点单词跟文法，我们下一课再见，拜拜。
Hey, it's Kiwi on the street. I'm Kiki.
I'm Winnie. And Kiki, I must say, as your sister, you give great advice. I would say you are as wise as an owl.
As a who?
An owl.
Hoo-hoo, hoo-hoo.
Anyway, it's time to play fill in the blanks.
It's time to play fill in the phrase. Okay, so today we have similes.
Some adjectives first.
Adjectives.
Here's the adjectives. And then here are the nouns.
I would just put all the adjectives
Sure.
on first,
Okay.
and then match the noun with it.
Okay.
Okay.
So, as free as a bird,
Okay.
because it could fly. Peacock, really not sure what that is. Ox. There are some strange vocabulary. Lion, as proud as a lion.
Okay.
As strong as a ox, I guess.
Okay.
And as brave as peacock.
Okay. Now, you have two that is correct.
How do they act?
How do they act?
I can tell you one thing. As strong as an ox is correct.
A peacock likes to show off its feathers.
Oh,
Okay, is this your final answer?
yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And You are
Ding, ding,
correct.
ding, ding.
Okay, what did we learn today?
Let's play our favorite game, Fill in the Phrase. Today we are working on similes when you compare one thing to another. Our first simile is as brave as a lion. Known for being the king of the jungle, lions are not afraid of anything. They will eat anything. So when you are not scared of anything or anyone, you are as brave as a lion. Next we have as strong as an ox. So you might think, well, why are oxen thought of as strong? Well, think about this. Farmers used oxen to pull a lot of heavy machinery. So if you are very muscular and very strong, some will say that you are as strong as an ox. Next, we have as proud as a peacock. When male peacocks want to impress the female peacock, what do? But of course, they strut around and show off their brightly colored feathers. So if you are very confident or you know someone who is very proud, you could say they are as proud as a peacock. Last but not least, we have as free as a bird. So what do birds do when they fly? They of course flap their wings. They are not in cages anymore. They are free as a bird. So they use those wings to fly. That's all we have for today. Kiwi later.